I
That's the first thing in the transition.
No.
Perfect. Excellent.
Excuse
wait, me or the burp? Okay. Making sure.
You're like, are we ready? Yup. In burp form. Incredible. Welcome, everyone. We're the Casual Ones. This is Snowcatch Valley. Episode 5, I think. Numbers get away from me sometimes, but I'm
Wibbly wobbly
pretty
timey
sure
wimey.
that's where we are. Yeah.
Sounds right.
Get right into the recap, because last episode, there was a bunch of research done by Ransom and Brody in the public library. They learned about some heritage families that have been in Snowcatch for a long time. Without diving too much into the history of it, you learned about a woman whose husband went missing and they had a child, and their father, Luther Gaines, was someone who made some money in the gold rush, and that's how their family kind of became situated here in Snowcatch and permanent fixtures. And then you learned that... Did you learn much about the Silverside Sons this time? I can't recall if you learned too much. You just know that they are also institutions of Snowcatch and kind of a fameless family, though maybe you don't know exactly why yet. They founded the Silverside Ski Lodge many years ago, decades ago. And there was a story about one of their sons, Alan, who was paraplegic, who was reported by an 8-year-old Edgar Sharp. Was in the article saying that he had seen Alan walk into the lake. And because of this, many people cast doubts at Edgar and called him a liar, and there was a bunch of drama within the papers, and a lot of the information was kind of hushed because the Silverside Sons were a big, prestigious family. On Jimmy's side, he bumped into the club, a bunch of preppers and Y2K doomsdayers, who invited him to learn about the truth at midnight in the forest. And while Jimmy scurried back with that information, Angel at work discovered that his potentially alcoholic coworker, Roger, was missing. All his belongings. Yeah, you found his boots, you found his headset, you found his forklift crashing into pallets into the side of the warehouse where you both work. And then you found one of the export bay garage doors partially open and nothing but nature outside.
And his productivity increasing somehow.
His productivity changing, increasing and decreasing, while the headset lay motionless in the hands of the manager and Angel himself. At this point, his manager, your manager, Angel, said he would call the Rangers or the police to try and find someone who would be able to find him in the forest without making too much of a big deal out of it. And you can go home so that you're not part of this as well. And you gathered together. Jimmy let you know about the club and that they have big things and big truth in the forest. They asked if you were ready and prepped for a few hours tracking trails, because you are, in fact, hunting Bigfoot.
Vampires. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No. Don't start the fucking worst.
Vamp Squatch.
Yeah.
I like Vamp Squatch better.
It tastes bad coming out of my mouth, though.
Yeah, you don't love it, huh? And that's where we pick up now. So you guys are in the forest. You've just parked your car at one of the pathways where there's a hiking trail of sorts. Walked out to see 4 individuals standing there with some various equipment on them, backpacks, parkas. What do you guys do?
Hey, sorry, man. Did you guys say we're looking for Bigfoot?
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
All right.
We're out here in the forest, tracking trails. We got a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of things out here.
What other kind of things have you seen?
Well, I mean, we've seen some things, but before we get to that, we can do some introductions here.
Yeah. Absolutely. So again, my name's Jimmy. Just like Jimmy, we're all the band. Really cool band. If you guys haven't heard of them, definitely.
You're in a band?
No, not really. I tried. It didn't really work out. I'm on hiatus.
Okay.
Personally, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, it's fine. But yeah. So I guess we were involved in some stuff before. Anyway, these are my friends. So this is Ransom. His dad's in the mafia and I think runs it. This is
That's probably
Brody.
not true.
He's a hockey player and I don't know, a conspiracy theorist. That's what I was looking for. And then this is Angel, who surprisingly over the last year became, I think, like the most well-adjusted person in our group.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, Brody will be your favorite though. I can almost guarantee it.
Okay. So you guys aren't really like used to this sort of thing, huh?
You can say we've got some experience with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're more used to it than you feel we are.
All right. Well, okay. Well, on our side, we I did kind of say our names in the street, and we're not supposed to. That's kind of one of our credos. You were just a pizza guy at the moment, but out here we go by, code names. So, you knew me as Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's me, I guess you know that. But in case you, for the rest of you, we're gonna go with Tango, and the woman that had introduced herself as Tess earlier puts a hand up. And you met Ham. He's gonna be Hotel while we're out here, so just try and keep it, code names. And this guy's new, and he pats him on the back. And you see, this is Oscar, and we are truth seekers, and we're here because we've heard that there are tracks and reports of something out here in the woods that is a little less than normal. Yeah,
we
we've
get
got.
nicknames?
I want to be King Hawk.
I don't. It's phonetic call sign stuff. It's not nicknames.
Call me Kilo.
Sorry. And sorry. What was yours? Yours was Django.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
It's
I'm seriously asking. I don't
regular
remember.
phonetic alphabet. You guys got to know this. You got
Gypsy.
Tango.
It's with a J.
Yeah,
You guys
Tango was the
remember?
other one. Yeah. Oh, for sure, man. Thanks.
Okay, so we got a problem. You called yourself Jimmy. I'm Jack. So only one of us can be Juliet, and it's already taken from me. So.
Right.
But if you guys aren't worried about it, you can use your real names. It's totally fine.
You can call me Alpha.
All right, that's fine.
I'll be Omega.
Yo, I'm okay with it. That.
Yeah. All right. And that would make you Brody then. So that's Bravo in phonetic alphabet. And I guess we got Juliet 1 and 2, I suppose.
No, it's I can just go. My last name starts with an M, so why don't we just go with Mike?
All right, keeps it easy.
Yeah.
Nothing weird about that at all.
No, man. No, it's totally cool.
That's fantastic. All
All
right.
right.
That won't be tripping up. Won't be weird.
Not even a little bit.
All right. Well, if we're going to be looking for tracks and stuff, can you give me a sec to just grab some protective gear?
I was gonna say you guys hardly got anything on you, so go.
Yeah,
go
I
load
got
up,
some
prep,
stuff in
and-
the. Let's between the two cars. I think we've got enough stuff where. We've got some things. We'll meet you back here in just a sec. Yeah.
Yep, we're
Actually,
just waiting right here. And you see they start pulling out random equipment and checking dials and.
as we sort of back away for a sec, what are they carrying? Are they how armed are they exactly?
You don't at a glance see any weapons. You see big backpacks, like for mountaineering, for example, like stocked backpacks, big jackets. You see heavy-duty flashlights. You see one of them's got a radio, which he introduced himself as Ham/Hotel, and a bunch of other equipment that at a glance looks kind of engineered or homemade, and they're twisting dials that are crackling.
Pull Jimmy aside, and if these guys were armed, I would say we should get the hell out of here, but they seem mostly harmless. But
Yeah. I'm assuming Brody and Angel, you're huddled in with us too, right?
No,
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with the crazy people.
Oh, you stayed
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely
checking out
gonna
the
be.
gear.
Yeah, I'm definitely with Tango and just. So how did you make that? I see the batteries connected, but how did you get it from that to this? And
Uh,
Have you seen Sasquatch before? Like, how tall is he? What color is he?
so
We will
Ransom.
cut. We will cut back to this
Yeah, thank
after the car happens. But yeah, we could definitely
Um,
explore all that.
Okay, man. Like, what do you have in your car? I think I've got like a really simple roadside kit. So maybe I've got like a flashlight and some pylons and a flare and kitty litter, and that's it.
Oh, the kitty litter is such a good idea. I should.
It's so good for snow, man.
Yeah, no, I've got the flashlight and shit, it's out of batteries. But I do have the baseball bat, and I've got my paintball gun.
Okay.
I can
Well,
grab,
I mean,
can grab
yeah.
that, put it in the backpack, but just
should I bring the knife? I've got my hunting knife. I don't know if
we're
that's
in the
like.
middle of the woods.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
that's
middle of the
cool,
night.
right?
That's-
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's totally normal and also good to protect yourselves with.
Hey,
I just-
not to be weird, man. Do you have that gun again?
No. You know what's weird? Never mind. No, I don't have that.
Okay.
I just figured like maybe the paintball, because it's got like the fluorescent paint in it, like we could like use it to mark something in case we are attacked by a Sasquatch. Like I don't.
Wait, hold on, man.
What?
You think we're actually gonna fucking find Bigfoot out here? Are you serious?
No, but I mean we did find a fucking vampire out in these woods before.
Yeah, but I don't think. I get that, and you know what? You're right, and I'm pretty sure. You know, it sounded like there might be more stuff in town or whatever, but I just. Are we wasting our time with this
No,
Bigfoot shit?
I'm. Yeah, probably. But
Okay.
you know, it's something. At least we could tag whatever's try to
Hey,
kill us.
man.
I guess.
As long as we're on the same page. All right. Cool.
All right. This is that'll be a good story tomorrow.
And as you guys
Yeah.
are stocking up, Brody and Angel, you're gathered around, and you see Tess and Ham, and he keeps remember hotel. And over and over, you see that they are fiddling with different dials on that homemade device, asking how it works. She gives you a bit of a smirk. Well, you see, these tune into natural frequencies in the universe around us. We can. That's what static is. It's just crackling of natural frequencies most of the time. Sometimes it can tune into supernatural frequencies. Things that
supernatural. I thought it was just like big.
That's one of the weird things. Is like for us, Bigfoot was pretty low on our list of interesting sights because realistically, right? It's just a guy, like maybe an ape man or something. But worst case, it's a primate, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've got, a few of us in the club. We've got some folks that aren't fully integrated into the club, but they work as informants a little bit, give us some scoops here and there. And we've got information saying that the stuff they see Bigfoot out here potentially doing, through tracks and markings, it seems like something strange and different and more than just what a primate walking in the woods would look like. And in the past, these have, bared some results. I don't want to get into it all now. We can walk and talk at some point. We can give you the lowdown on some of the more interesting things. We're burning moonlight here.
No, all right. Yeah, no, like for sure. Thanks for letting us tag along.
I was gonna ask like how you were getting that information, because I thought maybe you were getting it from a website, but you said that there's informants. Like, do you have a lot of them, like around town?
We and Jack cuts in. Like, yeah, we've got a couple. Not a literal couple. We've got a bunch of people around town that are, kind of like-minded. They're sure there's some sort of wool pulled over our eyes, and if we pierce beyond the veil, we'll see things that are a little more interesting. And so when people make these claims to cops obviously ignore it, like they ignore almost everything in this town. But we don't. We look into it. They call us instead.
What's like the coolest thing you guys have found? And like, I'm talking like 100% certainty. Like, come on.
All right, like Tuss said, we'll walk and talk. We could share stories. You guys said you guys have seen some stuff too, so
Oh,
yeah, we've got
for
some.
sure.
We got some nuggets we can drop on you for sure.
Okay.
But yeah,
Swap stories?
some of the people also act as campers, just out here, curious like us, make sightings. They let us know. Some of them do it by email now, which is basically we're getting kind of reputable.
I was gonna say maybe we can like create a website and people can use like these things called forums, you know, and like start talking about different things. Like Angel could help, like just tap in. You could create a website, right?
Yeah, I know like basic HTML, so
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
like,
hey,
that would be
well,
so
well,
cool.
I mean that sounds, depending on how things go today, if we survive, thumbs up, we hope, and everything's gonna go good, then yeah, I mean maybe things we explode a little bit. We get some evidence here. We got to start publicizing, get a website up. I mean, hell yeah, if we make some money off it, why wouldn't you too? You're here, right? So, I mean, if you guys are ready, and it looks to you, Jimmy and Ransom, you're all stocked up.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we're good. I got a roadside flashlight and some flares, just for tearing it up.
Yep, you got all right. And don't forget your snacks. We're gonna be out here a little while, so whatever you got is good, and we are good to go. All right.
Pretty sure I brought like a pizza or two because I
we
said
brought
I would.
pizzas.
Yeah, we do have pizzas, so
Hold those up.
I'll load them up in my pizza bag. It's like
I can carry them if you want. Like, I don't have a whole lot of
holding
gear.
it up like winter
sure,
style.
yeah. We'll trade off the load.
Okay. And so you guys, move off the path, moving a little bit, following Jack and Tango Hotel, Juliet, and Oscar. And you guys find your way moving in towards the more dense areas in the forest. Slowly you come through a few more thicketed areas where it's definitely like, obviously, this is not the campground anymore. After the next few minutes, once you've worked your way a little bit from where there would be pedestrians, Jack kind of pipes up again. All right, so I think we're definitely away from, any listeners or any, civilian types. So, I mean, if you want to hear some of our stories while we make our way, there's a point, I'd say 20-ish minutes, maybe give or take. We can make there a little faster, I think, that we want to check out. It's sort of near one of the old historic sites, one of the old cabins built here in the olden days. So we're going to be checking that out. People said maybe they saw someone taking up, jacking it. So yeah. So
Cool.
I mean, all right. What's a good starter story? We've tackled a few things. Yeah, you know what? You hand it off. And he looks over to Ham, who's got a radio up on his shoulder, and you hear that it is crackling a little bit as he's turning through the dials. And you notice that similar to the handheld device that Tess had, there's wires coming around it, and it seems to be engineered to be working in some way, as they said, to detect supernatural frequencies around them. And you see him kind of tuning it to different sounds, and it is crackling and then silenced, and then makes it the crackling louder as he's dialing it in. He taps the radio and kind of looks over his shoulder as you guys walk over some dense brush. So one time we actually, on one of these bad boys, we, towards the south side of town, the more historic buildings, run down. We went through a couple of those, and we spent the night. We got some real good audio tapes of something trying to make contact, something trying to communicate.
What's that?
Did you need that? We throw that in the woods?
You're gonna scare up.
Yeah, we're on a stakeout kind of mission here. Come on, let's get it together.
Sorry.
Bravo.
Yeah, over a night we heard a bunch of voices trying to communicate with us, and it was pretty interesting. we didn't understand the language, but it was definitely speaking. And I mean, you guys ever seen anything quite like that?
Well, I haven't seen voices, but
All right, that's
No.
not exactly.
Don't be rude, man. Come on.
You gotta
This
open up that mind a little
This is
bit.
how we joke around. He's
Okay.
do
being,
you
being
have
funny.
recordings of this? That have you?
Oh,
have you done-
absolutely.
yeah,
Back
you-
at base, we got a lot of good stuff.
You gotta take that to a linguist and maybe get that sorted out.
Yeah, we got a guy. Actually, Edgar knew a guy, but like Jimmy told us, Edgar's apparently bailing on town again. So
Again,
you never know.
This is
Again.
that's common.
I mean, once or twice. Sometimes he doesn't really say why. He just, we try and call him up for a gig like this. He was supposed to show up for this. He actually said this time he would. Surprised he's not here. But in the past a few times, he just didn't show up and comes back a week later, says he was just doing some research or something. I don't know. So
Well, he did mention that he was doing some research, right, guys? Like there was like some creature thing that he was working on, think that glowing eyes, or has he ever said anything about that, or you wouldn't have caught it, would you?
Oh yeah. He's talked to us a few times about this, and in some ways it's been an important story for us because it definitely points to there being strangeness here, right? Like he's talked about, we don't delve into it too much. He doesn't love to go over the details. It's something that kind of haunts him. I don't know if you guys ever heard, or there's not too many records of this, but there was, for a long time, he was called Not the Brightest Sharp, because he's last name Sharp.
That's
as
a
a
good
kid.
metaphor. Yeah.
Yeah, he wore that tag for a long time, and he left Snowcatch for a long time in his middle age and moved back here because he felt things were unresolved. Been here a good 10 years now, and in that time just kind of let the story go. He let us know some tidbits, but it's not something he really talks about too much these days.
He did seem really scared, like genuinely frightened. Can you think of something about this bright-eyed creature that would have had him frightened enough to really run away?
Yeah, that's the thing. He never really talked about it as being something he feared. The story was about how the people turned against him and abandoned him and left him alone. He had his family, but his family couldn't get work. Everyone talked about how dumb the Sharps were. Calling, the rumors that they let go and the things they said about people that were more renowned in town. You know how small communities can be in that sort of way. So I don't know. He never talked about something he fully feared. It was more something he just wanted someone to believe him. And I mean, for us at the club, that's what we've all been looking for. So it makes sense.
Did you ever come up with a name for the creature? Something tangible?
We don't know there's a creature. We don't know if it's a force. We don't know anything. All we know is that he claims, and we do to some degree believe him, that he saw that kid walk into a lake, and whether or not it was that guy, or he was 8 years old, it could have made a mistake. He said he walked into a lake, but I mean, I don't know. There's doubts to still be had, but he did see something. Whoever it was, be it this kid who couldn't walk or not, he definitely saw someone, and claims that in their eyes it looked like they were looking at something, and that there was a light within them, and that they had contact with something in their mind. And that's enough, I guess, to kind of believe his story. It wasn't grand. It wasn't trying to convince us. It was just that it happened. No one believed him. So, I mean, and with our informants, that's a thing that we look out for a lot of the time to make sure this is good information. Does it make the person seem in the know? Does it make them seem cool? Does it make them seem interesting or connected? Edgar, he was not any of that. It was unfortunate that this happened to him, and he wished it didn't. And not always a sign of truth, but it's a helpful one for us anyway.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's why we're here today. We got someone we trust a little bit. He camps out here a lot, talks about weird stuff he's seen, and he said that he was doing a trail up this way, and he definitely saw what looked like the shape of a very large man
All right.
walking around some of the old, almost ruins now, some of these old cottages and log houses that have been here for 100+ years, rotten down. But rangers tell folks to keep clear of these things. They could collapse at any time. There are some plaques around them, but they are not allowed to be restored. So just someone to shack up in that would be pretty unadvised. Rangers scoping the area out from time to time and just not being a safe place to be. So it seems genuine, but there's a few other corroborating things. We saw some interesting tracks and footmarks and some scratches along trees that are pretty high up, and we do get bears sometimes. But anyway, I can ramble. So, you guys got anything little? Anything we can spill the beans a little bit as we go through these fun things, or some of these supernatural events.
Well, yeah, there's definitely a couple things, right, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, they can be little, little stories are fine too.
Well, you remember last summer with all the break-ins, during to the hospital?
Yeah, I remember something about that.
Yeah, we were.
Well, yeah, we got a theory about that one, but
yeah, we took it upon ourselves a little to look into that to see,
Okay.
That was pretty cool.
Okay. Did you find anything interesting?
It's like a bunch of guys pretending to be vampires.
Yeah.
It's just regular people, but
Yep.
it was weird that they were feeling blood.
Some kid trying to impress a girl, I think, and
Okay. All right. Yeah, we that one. It's the season right now. You see that kind of thing all the time too. People trying to get the drop on folks. Yeah, that is weird though, isn't it?
What was your theory? We would love to trade notes.
I mean, if that's what you're saying is true, that does kind of change it a bit. But we do got some interesting things here, but that's gonna have to wait because, and he points in the distance, and you see that there is a bunch of old shacks that are definitely completely weathered, rotted through. You see in the distance a little bit of a plaque in the ground citing this as a historical space, and he lowers his voice a bit because it looks like we are on one of the locations. There's a few more closer to the mountainside that we want to check out as well. We're gonna,
GM.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to point out that the whole time that we're walking, I'm sort of surreptitiously taking some of the paintballs from the hopper, and every 50 feet or so, I'm smacking one against a tree.
Okay. Okay. You know what? Maybe roll, not to see if this totally fails or not, but it's pretty chilly, and to do that sneakily is kind of difficult. It can be hard to pop. So roll maybe stealth for me as you're doing this. It's not a big deal.
Everybody on our team is great at stealth.
Yeah, that's one of the good ones, right?
Best.
Yeah.
It's what we specialize in.
Yeah. As he's rolling, does it look like anybody has a video camera?
You do see that Oscar himself has a big VHS recording thing, in a whole situation, locked on straps on his chest, it's hanging there.
Okay, and he's the one that is bringing a lot of gear with him.
They all seem almost Ghostbuster-esque with the number of
okay.
things they've got and the big backpacks and the custom-made stuff. Yeah. Everyone but Jack, who for the most part is just leading the way. He's got a notepad in front of him that he is checking off as you guys get through different destinations and make sure they don't forget anything. Yeah. And so for Ransom, you do feel like for the most part you're getting some of these pretty quietly. Every once in a while, they do make a bit of a loud pop as you put it against a tree to like get some more eye level type markings and stuff. But yeah, just the most part feels like you're doing it. You're making a bit of a breadcrumb for yourself. So Oscar, he looks at you guys and then gives signals to Tess and Ham, who looks to you guys and says, all right, we're gonna, if you want to, we can pair up. That's normally how we do this kind of thing. I don't know if you guys want to stick together or if you want to pair up with one of us so that we can impart some of our knowledge. Whatever it is, it's totally fine. We're gonna fan out around this area and we're gonna start looking for a few things.
Sure. What are we
Just split up
looking
with the
for?
experts, right?
If that makes sense, yeah, we could do that. So we'll get the Juliets together, or sorry, Mike, and then the rest of you pair off with someone, and we can pan out. And so what we're going to be looking for, obviously Bigfoot. So when you're looking down, look for that tracks. If you can find any trees that got big scratches high up, look for that. Count the fingers, look for a thumb, that sort of situation. Bears don't have hands so much, so paws are very different. You'll know if it's a bear usually, so just mark them. Any big tufts of hair or poo would be great as well, if you can just kind of keep that in mind.
Just out of the 3 remaining crazy people, which one would be the most sketchy? Can I do a quick investigate check? Which one would I consider the sketchiest of the bunch?
What the fuck is
Just
wrong?
the most sketchy, huh?
Yeah.
Is it Mohammed/Ham/Hotel?
I think
It's got 3 names. That's sketchy.
I think
It could be a presidential assassin.
I think it can. I would say maybe roll and investigate or something, because they do have different points of interest that they're very excited about.
Yeah.
What was that?
7.
I think from the amount of equipment that Ham has, that he does seem to you to be the most sketchy. He's always listening to the dials, almost like he cares more about the radio than the world around him. So probably
Man, close to my heart.
yeah.
I'll go with hotel.
Okay. And Juliet and Mike, and then Brody. As you're looking between them, do you Oscar Test? Does any of that stand out to you?
Yeah, I'll go with Oscar.
All right, and then Tess looks at Ransom. All right, we're gonna split up into some quick groups here, and then we're gonna fan out around the area, check trees, and then we will at the end, once we've circled the building, move in.
All right.
Each of us have some equipment we're going to be fiddling with, so keep your eyes out, and we'll handle these. All right, on go. All right, go. All right, they start to pan out.
Team.
Yeah, and you each begin to move into your groups. As you do so, fanning out into this 60-foot area around this first cabin that you've seen. Can each of you, if you would like to, make investigation checks as you work your way through this darkened area? And each of you have access to a flashlight of some kind through either your partner or if you have your own.
10 for me.
I have a 7.
Okay.
8. Just to clarify, actually, Aaron, when we have a reroll on a basic move, we do have to accept the new. Reroll, or
I treat it more like an advantage situation.
Okay.
Pick the better.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
I do.
Well, if I've got it, then I'll
Okay.
use it because why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I got the same roll, so never mind.
So 8 for me.
All
right.
I rolled Snake Eyes, so that's a solid 3.
Okay. Cool.
Right.
Awesome. As you guys are looking around, one of you rolled pretty well, right? Was it Brody?
I did 10.
Yeah. I would say as you're looking around, you definitely do see markings and depressions in some of the soil here that aren't clearly footsteps, but whatever it is, it's heavy. The depressions go pretty deep, but it's mostly that there is twigs and that there is leaves, sorry. And you can see as you're looking at it that they are like 4 feet apart, these individual depressions.
Okay. I'm gonna call over Oscar. Hey, Oscar. What do you think of this? I'm gonna like point.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It could be a bear, it could be a big bear. It's hard to say. All right, give me a second here. And he takes the VHS thing off his chest and pulls it up. And you see that he turns on a lens on the front. And while aiming a bit of his flashlight as well, he points a shot at it and starts recording and does a quick voiceover, just saying, we are in the northern woods of Snowcatch, and my buddy here, and he points over, Bravo. We found some depressions near a sighting for a potential Bigfoot and or Sasquatch type thing. And then he points it back at the ground and does a couple zooms in. All right, that's shot 1. Click, and brings it back, hangs it on his chest.
I was going to say, do you want me to do the recordings? I think it would just be so much easier to record an actual expert pointing at everything, maybe even pointing out nuances that you probably couldn't.
Well, I'm pretty good with a camera though, so I'm gonna get the nuances. I don't know.
Well, anyway, if we find more, just you can always just let me try it out, and if you don't like it, I can always give back the camera. I just, if we ever make this into a documentary, better to have the experts in frame,
Roll manipulate for me.
Oh, of course. That's a 7.
I'll tell you what. You do it for now, because it would be kind of cool for me to be in one of these shots for once instead of just the voice behind it, So he takes it off his neck, hands it over to you. But if, you got to have a good sense of framing and, drama. You got to get the drama in the shots. It's really important. So if you're looking boring with it, I'll take it back.
Listen, I've watched a lot of Dateline and Unsolved Mysteries.
Okay.
Got you back.
Yeah, they're not too bad. I could probably do better, but they're not too bad. All right, let's keep it on the trail. And as each of you kind of continue to fan out towards the end of your area with your respective folks from the club, you start to sense that the air here grows kind of quiet, and where there were crickets moments ago, the crickets stop. And you see Jack kind of look over towards Tess and give her a nod, and she cranks on her handheld device, and you start to hear the crackle, Ransom. She's spinning the dial, and you start to hear static, and then for a split second, you swear you hear something speaking, but you don't understand its language. And she keeps rolling the dial.
Slowly reaching behind me into the straps of my backpack and pulling out the baseball bat.
Okay.
I just feel better when I hold it.
Why is that? And she keeps spinning the dial as you guys walk towards your location. Oh, I think we're gonna be fine. Like we're gonna get it on film. If we see anything, but worst case.
Yeah, no, you just I just feel better holding my protection bat.
Okay, all right. Your first time out in the wilds, I get it. It can be, all right. And she keeps spinning the dial, and you just hear it return to static. And as you reach your location, looking around with your bat in hand, you see Jack put his hand up and each of you, your partner turns their flashlights over to him, and he gives a sign to start to move in towards the shack itself. And you guys start as your partner starts to, with their equipment in hand, start to close in on the shack.
I am definitely shamefully walking a couple paces behind Tess.
I am unshamefully doing the same thing with my hand on the knife. I've got it in the small of my back. So I just I have my one hand back, just gripping the handle.
Yeah.
I light up my pipe.
Okay. You just start smoking.
Yeah.
Perfect. As you're doing that, start to, each of you, Brody, do you even have like a thing, like a weapon or like
I'm the video guy now. I'm
video guy?
mission
Okay.
accomplished. I needed that camera. So
Okay.
I'm definitely right in there, like right in between them, just having it up, like hand over the power button. Make sure I get everything in shot.
Do you like want a weapon?
No, God.
No.
I'm good.
As you begin to, each of you moving in with the things in your hands, stepping forward, you start to see that the area around this is somewhat like a lot of detritus, basically. You see branches and leaves and a lot of the dried leaves, especially, as you're kind of walking forward, hearing the light crunch of them under your feet. And as you continue to approach, you see that Jack stops and puts a hand into his air, and you see all of your partners put their flashlights down towards the ground, as if to not spread beams and show off their locations. And then again, he very quickly gives a motion to continue forward as you guys close in to about 15 feet around the cabin. At that point, listening to the radios on both Ham and Tess, you hear the crackling get a little louder as you step forward. And in the air, you hear a sound. And you hear the sound of a wolf call out into the night. And then a crack of twigs. Do any of you keep forward or look around?
I will look around while my left hand reaches into my pocket and gets the brass knuckles on.
I'm like, head
knuckles
on a
and knife,
swivel.
baby. I'm ready.
Okay. For anyone looking around, roll investigate for me.
That's
If
a 10.
Oscar
or
is
sense danger as the mood
And
is
it's an 11.
uncomfortable.
If Oscar's looking around, then I'm also going to be looking around because he needs to be in frame. So whatever he essentially is looking at, I will also. So is he investigating like this sound?
Yeah,
Or is
I
he
think
focused on the house?
he reacts to you pointing the camera at him, and you see him stand up a little straighter and put on like more of a I'm on camera face, where he then looks to the sky, dramatically looking around as the light from the camera hits him. And he definitely like starts to give the impression that you are now looking for something, and he looks towards the camera, crouching down a little bit, gestures for you to keep walking forward as he steps forward towards the cabin. And as you're walking, Mike, you rolled pretty high, right? And
I hate this.
Jill as well?
Yeah, I rolled sense danger.
Okay. You start to hear the sound of movement from within the cabin. Just very slight sound of something moving on soft leaves, maybe. And just, that feeling of the hairs on the back of your neck stand up as you continue to move towards this thing. Especially with the very low light, as the flashlights are for the most part pointed straight down, and just a small light on the video camera beaming forward. And Jack gives another motion to move forward, and you start to move in through the perimeter. Ransom, you are more at the backside, where a little bit Jimmy, Angel, and Brody are towards the front and sides of the houses, a little bit moving in with their groups. And you can see that there are windows, or what used to be windows, now just holes, many of them drooping, the frames long broken, glass completely gone, probably, for safety reasons removed. And you see that there is some plaques kind of plastered to the outside of this building. And as you kind of close in, you all hear the sound of a twig snap within the cabin. But nothing else, no movement. And then the radios start to crackle a little more. And a little more loudly.
Tess, turn that down.
She pulls it back towards her and lowers the volume. But then you can see her trying to tune a little bit more to see if she can find something in similar frequencies. And it crackles through, and you hear that voice again, something undescribable. And she rolls right past it.
No, Tess, back.
What?
Did you not hear that?
The twigs, yeah.
No. On your thing. Roll it back. Roll the frequency back.
She slowly rolls it back. You just hear static until it does peak again, where she had it originally when you heard the loud sound but no voice.
I heard something on that frequency.
Okay, we'll keep it here then. Just keep an ear out.
Okay.
But also keep an eye out. And she points towards the windows that you're facing.
Yeah, the baseball bat's like on my shoulder, like ready for an overhand swing.
And then Jack motions again for everyone to move in. And you all, now within almost arm's reach of the cabin, you can see that your partners avoid the windows, moving up towards the wood. With the ones with listening devices kind of pressing it as close as they can to any openings, and the door that is like long gone is just a black rectangle in the night, pressing the devices closer towards them, and they just begin to crackle again with static, but from inside there is no noise. And then Mike, you hear, all right, we're gonna flashes up. They'll know with the symbol. I'm gonna do this, and everyone's going to raise the lights. And we're gonna check the doors, check the windows, check all sides. You and I are gonna move a little bit towards the door side. I'm not gonna let anyone else get in the most harm's way. So that'll be me. You can be behind me.
Okay, totally cool with that. I have one question for you.
Yeah.
And I want to look at him. Can I size him up? Does he look like he can fight?
Yeah, he's not like the tallest guy ever, but he's pretty stocky. So he's got some muscle on him. Maybe it's beer muscle, but he looks like he can hold himself, at least in a bar fight.
Hey, Juliet, real quick. What's the toughest thing you've ever fought?
Well, I'm more of a pacifist, but at the same time, if I gotta, I gotta. I haven't, I don't really fight, too much. I did have to get a family of raccoons out of my attic, and that was pretty intense. But,
no, that tells me everything I need to know. All right, I'm right behind you.
Yeah, remember we're here to record, analyze. We're here to make records.
100% in my experience, that's not how this goes, though.
You've had problems.
We need more stories later. Let's just check this out. I hate this part. Let's go.
Okay, that's concerning that you have this part to this kind of a situation. And at that moment, again, the wolves howl out, and you hear it, and everyone, including Jack, stops on the spot. Waiting. They seem further away. I think it's fine. He puts his hand up and motions with the light symbol. And all of your partners, they raise their flashlights into the building itself. Everyone bringing their lights up inside. You suddenly see a flurry of movement inside the cabin, and something moves up towards the ceiling. And through your windows and through the door, you don't see anything. Just
GM, real fast. What's the moon right now?
It's like a crescent moon. You can kind of see a bit of it by the light.
I'm less worried.
And flashing inside, you see something mottled and grayish in the dark move up towards the ceiling. The flashlights crossing over one another, from in here. They try to angle them up. And Jack says, "Did you see that?" And each of them kind of echo out to each of you respectively,
Yes,
like,
I
"There was
saw
something.
that.
There was something."
Can I sense danger?
Yeah, you can all roll sense
I'm like
danger.
recording everything, like all
Yeah,
people's
Ham's looking at you,
reactions.
Brody, like, "Did you get that? Did you get that? Did you get that?"
Yes.
10 on sense danger.
7.
Okay.
I'm disassociating because like the camera sees that I'm not here, so
Okay. It's less scary behind the
This
lens.
movie's
all
so
right?
interactive.
Yeah. Yeah, this is exactly how found footage movies are made, right? Right. So Brody, you begin to like point the camera in. No one failed, right? Oh, right? Or I can't see your modifiers when
I
you
got
roll,
a
so
10.
I see some 5s that
10.
are
I got a 7. Mine was low.
okay. So
Well, it's
Brody,
okay.
yours, you rolled a 5 plus.
oh no, I didn't roll.
Oh, that was an old one.
Sense danger. That's
Yeah.
a 9.
Okay. All of you roll high enough to at least know that what you saw was definitely something. Which of you was the highest?
I got a 10.
A 10,
Me
I think,
too.
was the highest, right? You both rolled a 10. You're both pretty sure that you saw multiple things. Like, it seemed for a moment that there was a singular thing, but then as it almost left your vision, you saw it break up into smaller pieces towards the ceiling.
How small are we talking? Are we talking like fist size or raccoon size or?
It just seemed to almost part in pieces. You didn't see the individual bits of it as much as you saw the space between them suddenly appear.
Right.
Okay. And it moved up.
How tall is the ceiling?
You can't tell how steep it may be. There could be a board across, and without starting to get in there, you're not entirely sure. But the building itself is no more than like 9 feet tall. So
Question.
mhm.
Did we take a window, me and Oscar?
Yeah, everyone is at windows as Juliet has moved himself towards a door to,
Okay.
if there's a harm's way, for himself to be in harm's way.
I'm gonna like get Oscar and I'm gonna like point flashlight up to the ceiling. And as he's doing it, if he does it, I want to like follow the camera up into the ceiling or whatever he points to.
You see that his hands are shaking just a little bit, and the light, as he moves it up, it hits the windowsill from the outside, the upper side of the window itself, and a bit of the flashlight hits the opposite side of the interior, and you see something move towards the center, and his hand stops.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like,
we're gonna have to put our hands in the window to see more, or worse. But yeah, like to get an angle inside.
Yeah,
I mean, worse than hands would be you, the all of you, maybe.
I guess.
Yeah.
How far is Angel from me?
I'd say at one of the corners to either side of you,
Okay.
because Ransom is at the back. He's the only one that you can like maybe see through a window, but other than that, he's
Okay.
pretty far.
He's pretty far, so I can't like say anything to him like under like.
But you can
hushed
to
tone.
Angel, yeah. He's at a.
Oh, I can to Angel. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, Ransom's far. Sorry.
Gotcha. No worries.
Angel and Brody are 90 degrees on both sides.
I'll look in Angel's direction and be like, Angel, do we know anybody that's out here?
No.
Sure. Okay.
Probably a squirrel.
Big fucking squirrel, man.
Are you trying to hide this from your partners as you whisper across the building to each other? Okay.
No, not really. That's why I didn't use
Yeah.
names.
Yeah. So Juliet turns to you like, why would he know someone who lives in the woods?
Well, he does a lot of stuff online. He just has a lot of like online friends and whatever. So he tends to keep tabs on where people are, like for our friends.
I guess.
Yeah, he's weird, man. I don't get it. We were sneaking around. He started smoking a pipe. I don't fucking get this guy half the time, but it's fine. I love him to death.
Hey man, to settle the nerves, I kind of get it. It's okay. We're gonna.
All
I
right,
think
are
we're
we
gonna
going
go
in?
in. I
Let's
think
go
so.
in.
Okay.
I'm ready.
And through the windows, or if you're at the corners with him, Jack points out to everyone. He locks eyes with Ham and does a motion for recording. Then looks to you, Brody, and going in. And at that moment, again, lights inside the building as everyone starts to point their lights up towards the ceiling as best they can, moving into position where they can like actually get the light beyond the window at the bottom, looking down. You see them all very, very hesitant to just put their hands in there and light it up. But getting low, you see that the lights start to creep up. And every time each of you, as the lights hit the opposite sides of the roof inside, you see almost like a shadow pulls away towards the center. Okay, all right. All right.
Do you want us to just go in?
I think we're all gonna. He points up his hand. 3, 2, 1, and he rushes in just a half step and moves to the side. Each of your partners puts their hands in through the nearest windows to them, lighting everything up inside. And with an explosion of movement, you see 1,000 fluttering things whip out through the windows and through the door, leathery snaps and cracks and tweeting as what seems like swarms of bats fly out around you from within the cabin. And then something seems to move closer towards the center of the roof.
I take a look because I would have followed him in, to be fair.
You just see
I'm definitely
something
right in the window, like looking.
Yeah, as you, Brody, you move your camera up, seeing these bats explode from around you, each of your partners and maybe yourselves jumping back for a split second as you feel like the leather of their wings and they're screeching. Looking up inside, you see that there's a hole at the center of this peak, and that the roof inside does in fact seem to have an attic layer of some sort. And you just see the last remnants of something move up inside. Okay.
Get me up there. Give me a boost.
You want to get up there? Because team, I was just about to say that wouldn't be a Bigfoot, and I think we've done it. I think we've nailed it. And I think if you want to, we can just move on maybe to the next site, because obviously not a Bigfoot, and that's kind of what we're just not really prepped for any other, kind of situation. So.
Okay, yeah, but just give me a boost real quick.
As I'm looking, like, we gotta get this. There's something on.
I got you,
It'd
Jimmy.
be a cool intro.
Okay, all right.
And give him,
You guys are crazy.
The hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy is very concerned that it's Madison. He thinks for some reason this is fucking Madison, because bats, vampire.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I gotta go take a look and make sure a girl's okay if it's her.
Go see that raccoon family, buddy.
Yeah, I would say keep cool as you're trying to keep your balance under Angel, and as you start to put your hands up into the wood, you can feel like the soft feeling of something on the other side.
9.
As you pull your hands up, you feel the boards give a little bit under your weight. Some of it peels away, almost crumbling, and on your hands you just see like some slightly dark smudges. That doesn't smell entirely great. Finding a more comfortable position, you pull yourself up. It's dark in there. You got a light?
I got my flashlight. Yeah.
You got a flashlight, so you bring it up. And as you panning around, there's a little bit of moonlight coming in through some of the cracks in the tiling of the ceiling itself.
Yeah.
As the weathering has kind of worked its way through here. But your light, as you turn it, looking around the room, it seems that there's nothing here. As you're kind of like turning, and Angel maybe helping you turn the 360. As you continue to look around, you lock eyes with something shining, glittering back at you, and you see it shrink back and freeze. And
Flashlight.
as the light like comes up onto it completely, you just see something scramble at full speed down some of the sloping of this internal ceiling-esque structure, and it scrambles down. Can each of you roll a sense danger for me?
Yeah, sure can.
Yes, I can.
7.
Lucky
6.
number 13.
Shit.
Okay. Yeah. I think, Jimmy, you see that it definitely is scrambling out towards like the in between of the walls here. That some of like the erosion there is just like it's sloughing off and it's moving down into some of the space. And then Angel, you see something fire off, like a good 10 feet out one of the windows as you're holding Jimmy up, and you see something hit the ground, scrambling through the leaves and running off into the woods.
Can I make out what it is at all, or no?
With that roll, it's in the dark. No one's out there pointing lights on. You definitely see something hit the ground, maybe 3 feet long, and continue off at breakneck speed. And then that's when Jack comes, slaps you on the shoulder. All right, everybody, that was excellent. That was really good. I think that is a great introduction. Get on down from there. You got a little something on you there. You might want to get. I think Oscar's got wet naps. And you see Oscar move over, and he starts to pull out some like actually packaged wet naps for everybody. Just in case, if you're getting a little sweaty, a little nasty, we can clean that up. Okay, we got some pretty decent recordings in there. We got some spikes, that's pretty exciting. You don't always get those. And it's hard to say. There could have been something here, but we're walking away alive. That's great. So what? Yeah.
You don't think maybe that's just a big raccoon?
I don't know. There's a chance, there's always a chance, but sometimes it's just too much coincidence when you're.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. But we saw those depressions. That could be a good thing. So we got a next location a few minutes away from here. It's more of a well, not like a full-on structure like this, but it's an old well. We're gonna go check that out, and then I think you guys said something, maybe some stories you want to share. So,
well,
let's get the jitters out. Get the regular spooky back. How about that?
Well, you guys have heard about. Obviously, we're here looking for Sasquatch or Bigfoots. Big feet.
Oh yeah. I don't know how you pluralize them.
This is Bigfoot. Sasquatches.
Sasquatch eye?
I was thinking Sasquatch. Yeah, I don't know.
Sasquatch.
Squatchy. Yeah.
You. Right. You don't really see multiple of them, which is always, I thought, kind of weird. There's always just the one. So.
Well,
anyway, yeah.
Maybe they have like a hunter-gatherer type of thing. One goes out while the others stay in. Anyway, Ransom, you have your story.
I was just gonna say, if you guys know about Sasquatches, does the name Stiaha mean anything to you?
Oh yeah. We've they're in the family. We know that much. They got glittering eyes. What else do they got? Sometimes the Sasquatches all kind of are said to kind of have that. You run the light into the dark and you see something looking back. It's kind of like cats and stuff like that. That kind of a look. They
kidnap people too, don't they?
Yeah, that's the weird part about those. I don't know if it's like a mystical thing, or maybe like what Brody said kind of makes sense. Maybe that's like there is like a hunter-gatherer thing, and be that the hunter or the gatherer, I don't know. But
you don't think it's maybe like an offshoot of like a Wendigo or something, maybe?
It definitely could be. I mean, it would make a lot of sense, right? You get something that kind of looks not entirely human, that needs blood of people. I mean, it could add up. That's what I mean about sometimes there's a lot of coincidences out here. So
yeah. Do you know of any like creation stories of the Stia? Because I know like a Wendigo, we know it's all like a what do you call it? Like a spirit of hunger or something like that, right?
Yeah. It can be like a spirit of hunger, or there's some versions of that, like skinwalker type thing, can be like a equivalent of a dark priest, a cannibal that has changed from within their community, that kind of a thing. But with I don't know what I've always kind of assumed. I mean, again, it's at odds with the whole paranormal vibe, but I've always kind of assumed Bigfoot was just a natural thing, and there would just be some prestige in getting proof of it. But as far as an origin, I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe something makes a Bigfoot. I don't know. That's unsettling.
Like two hairy parents or something, right?
Yeah, usually it's like bites or like something a little more intense.
Like werewolf stuff.
Yeah, exactly, like a werewolf sort of situation.
Or like vampires, which are
Yep.
not real.
Yeah, that one it stretches
one's
the
too
mind a
far.
little bit. Yeah, I don't know, because the thing about vampires is like, then that means there's definitely a god or something, right? If like a cross affects them and holy water and stuff, and that's just kind
That
of like
doesn't
a
affect
whole
them.
can of what's that?
Hmm?
You haven't heard that? Oh, it's classic.
Yeah. Oh, is it? I haven't seen vampire movies in a while.
That's like a folklore thing though. The like crucifixes, crucify.
It's like a Hollywood deal.
You gotta stop pluralizing words, man. Just get away from that.
But that's the whole thing, is like the media or whatever, it doesn't want to tell you. Who else are you going to find it from if not folklore? Is the reason why these things aren't in the encyclopedia as true, but we kind of know maybe there's a chance. So I don't know.
Not really, but okay.
You don't think any of it is real?
No. I'm open to possibilities, but
All right.
the whole cross thing is a little far-fetched.
That's where you draw the line. All right. That's what I mean about the vampire thing. As soon as you start picking at it, like, why wouldn't they like her? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, silver is just a metal. Why that wouldn't affect them? Why does it? If those do, why can't they be seen in mirrors? The whole thing doesn't add up. You know what I mean?
If you got like supernatural beings, then you might as well just say magic's real.
I mean, what do you even call magic, right? It's like, what is that? Is it just it's just technology you don't understand yet, or?
No, I don't think it's like that.
Oh, I mean, that could be true, right? Any sufficiently advanced technology is indiscernible from magic.
There it is, and that's the whole idea. Is like UFOs, definitely real, right? There's no doubt about that. We know there's got to be aliens out there. There's no reason why there wouldn't be. Like, if we exist, a bunch of planets out there, we got to exist there too. You know what I mean? So it makes more sense when it's like a little more science based. But yeah, I don't know. Vampires is a little far fetched for me. So, but admittedly, we did still get some spirits, so that could say something about that whole God thing. I've never really fully decided on which way I'm kind of leaning there. I don't know, because if you die and you're left behind, then
Undead doesn't mean God.
that's true. I guess the soul can be detached from some kind of creator. It could be an inherent part of nature, I suppose. But that's,
I mean, we're gonna find out at the end of the year anyway, right?
well, maybe it's going to be a total collapse. That's for sure. Hopefully, we don't die right away. We got a safe place. So, hopefully, you guys get prepped, get everything ready.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so prepped.
Yeah, but I mean, so you said you had some experience with this stuff. You got some stories. Anything you want to share?
I mean, we found like some weird goop last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like a ectoplasm or something.
Or something. I don't know. It seemed to. Guys, what did it do? It like ate away everything it touched, didn't it?
It was kind of more like skin.
I mean, that's fun.
Like shape changers? I don't know. You were talking about skinwalkers earlier.
Yeah, I never did know if they do they shed it, or do they just transform? Is it like
it could depend on the type of like shape changer, though, right?
That's true. Yeah,
there's like dozens of them.
Could
but
be
so
like
that's kind of
here right now. I look around.
Among Us. Okay. All right. All right, that is
Fucking with them.
yeah, that is true. You know, if one of you guys was a shapeshifter trying to like hide the truth, we would now be in quite a bit of trouble. That's an unsettling idea.
No, we're not, man. Don't listen to him. He's
All right.
he's doing his thing. It's fine.
All right, yeah. So that's your. I mean, that's not bad. Maybe some ectoplasm or skin or whatever. That's your big one, huh?
Well, yeah, you know, we're kind of new to the hobby, so we're.
I mean, we all
we're-
got to start somewhere, right? So-
Yeah, exactly. We thought we found something cool, kind of put us on this path, and here we are.
Well, there you go. That's not too bad. I got a slightly bigger one for you. If you don't got anything bigger, we got a little bit of a theory that we're working. So,
What's
All
that?
right.
did you guys know there's a bit of a cover-up in the law enforcement?
Oh, here in Snowcatch.
Oh yeah.
Brody, take it away,
Really?
bud.
You know
Oh,
about this. You know about the cover-up.
Well, you know, when we found Edgar here, we were kind of, you know, looking into things, thinking it would be kind of cool to find that monster, and we're like gonna like pull up my bag and like a huge file, you know, it's all in here, like the cover up and making him look bad and crazy. So yeah, you know, like we've been looking, and you know, recently we were kind of at the Halloween party, and we were just kind of listening, and yeah, totally we're listening through like conversation with the cops, and a call came in, something weird was happening by the lake, and they didn't even go investigate. How crazy is that? Nothing. They just rather have gotten drunk and anyway, we that's how we kind of, you know, started looking into more things, because if you can't trust the cops, who can you trust, you know?
I mean, that is very strange for sure, but it does kind of line up with what we've been seeing. Like, for Edgar to come out and say that he saw this happen again and leave town because of it. You know, I thought it was just Edgar being Edgar, trying to run away from things, but I don't know. The cops, you witnessed them ignore him. Like, you saw that happen.
Well, we heard it more. They just said it was just Edgar being, you know, Edgar, and they just didn't want to go investigate. So then we thought we would do the sensible thing and go check it out ourselves, and there he was, you know, just kind of spooked, and yeah, he was just saying that he needed to get out of town. So yeah, we went to do some digging.
Okay.
It's all in the notes.
It makes
Just
sense.
tap.
Yeah, I mean, they've been hiding stuff for a long time now. Like, we've got kind of evidence that the whole time there's been a force here, any kind of government or police. They've always been hiding something. Last year, did you know that someone, it was in the news, so maybe you heard about this, but someone died in this forest?
Yeah, we definitely heard about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Pretty big news in town.
They said it was an animal attack,
It wasn't.
right? That's what we're thinking too. And I know we joked a little bit about maybe werewolves or something, or Bigfoot maybe being a hunter-gatherer type
Like-
thing,
Crazy things like vampires.
or crazy stuff, yeah, like vampires.
Yeah, no.
Did you know that her body went missing from the hospital, and that the paper that announced that had to recall that paper?
I think I saw
Oh,
something online.
Don't say.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then you see
That's-
Tess kind of like put her hand up. She's like, "I still have a copy of that paper. Actually, it's in the in our bunker. So we got evidence that there is an absolute cover up."
What was
Damn.
the victim's name again?
Madison. Yeah, I won't forget that. Yeah, they found it out when they found her body in the morgue. Yeah, there was a shock in the community. People said she was a bit of a lone wolf, but also not an outdoorsy type. So yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
What do you think happened exactly?
We've got a lot of theories about a lot of creatures or things that could look like an animal attack, right? And it's hard to say what exactly happened, but we know there was a cover-up. The body went missing from the hospital. Probably the force took it. Whoever it is, the cops, the government, we don't know. And
Could have just like got up and walked away too.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
sure.
what happened, right?
Brody, you okay? Brody, talk to me. Brody.
The government, they're scrambling his signal.
He's turned into the Blair Witch.
They can hear us.
He's so scared right now.
I'll be right back.
After these messages.
Honestly,
What is
that's great.
happening?
No, it's perfect.
It's
I like it.
incredible.
He's turned into the camcorder.
It's so top. Is that what Y2K looks like?
It must be.
That was Y2K. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, like the corpse could have just like got up and walked out, right?
I mean, yeah, it could be something like that, like some kind of zombie situation. I don't know, but they did say it was an animal attack, and they were sure it wasn't a person. And I feel like this thing, whatever it is that they're covering up, it's got to be bigger than just like regular crime. If it was just a regular murder, whatever. But for it to be an animal attack, for them to say that, I think that means there's something out here, in the woods.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah,
We were camping when that happened.
you were here.
We were
Like that
there,
weekend.
here. Yeah, here. I guess we were here right now. Yeah, we were here.
Yeah,
Yeah. Want to know something else that's crazy?
yeah.
I got a pretty close look at the body.
Really?
Yeah.
Did
And
it
then the
look like?
cops thought I was involved, and that was really annoying for me for a little while, but it was pretty cool to get that close.
Because you got too close, they probably got suspicious about
They
that.
did.
Right?
What had kind of happened is we were trying to sneak around and like check it out, because what could they be covering up, right?
Mhm.
And then I tripped and I fell and I landed by where they were searching, and that was kind of a stupid idea. And then I talked to the cops, which I shouldn't do, but
Yeah, I'd never talk to the cops.
no,
It's just
no,
a good
I've learned
rule.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
Yeah,
crazy. So you
it's
saw it?
crazy.
Did it look? And it looked like animal attack, right?
we honestly were convinced at one point it was like some kind of like, not a werewolf, because maybe like a squid. That was for you fucker.
But why? Why a squid?
Angel, why did we think it was a squid again?
There was like so much like black, like inky.
Oh yeah.
The goop.
Yeah, the black. goop all-
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, that's new. We hadn't known about that. Obviously, it wasn't in any of the information we got, but we did. It's interesting that he didn't tell us about that. 'Cause for a while there, we had a guy on the inside, but
What happened to him?
we have no idea. About a year ago, not too long after the events, he went missing. Never heard from him.
What's his name?
I mean, you guys, you wouldn't know him, so like you
Probably
want-
not, but because I got pulled into the station a couple times for questioning and stuff, so I actually might.
Okay. Yeah, he was a detective on the force. I don't know if you ever heard of Detective Dukes.
You
but
don't say.
He was one of our guys. Yeah, he was a part of the club. He was looking into a lot of weird stuff. He said something was off with this case, but he didn't know what.
Hmm.
He went to search out a whole bunch of stuff in this woods. He went to a cabin, he said, because he was pretty sure there was going to be something going on.
Yeah.
Not too long after that, we never heard from him again.
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah, it's a dangerous gig. That's why I was saying you got to be prepared for when you're going out in these kind of places.
He was part of the club.
Yeah. And, well, we assume he learned too much. And this force, government, whatever it is, probably got him. So,
Not quite.
you don't think so?
I mean, anything's possible. I'll bring it
Jimmy.
back. I'm gonna like walk away a bit and just like stifle tears. Like, I feel bad about that one.
But yeah, I don't know, guys. It's it's a fun job, but at the same time, we know that there's risks. So maybe we shouldn't have gotten you involved. I don't know.
Oh yeah. How? So we must be pretty close to that well, eh? It's about that time we should be kind of getting there. Just kind of looking around, like looking at Ransom, like.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to freak you out. I know. You know what? We'll be quick here. We'll do one more stop. It's a bit of a U-turn, so like we won't go any deeper. You know, in case whatever it is that was out there that got that Madison girl still out here and at large. I know it's scary. It's a scary story. I should have held on to it. We normally don't share the big ones.
It's been like over a year. I'm sure that thing's gone.
Yeah. Maybe it. We haven't heard about an instance
What
again.
thing?
The thing that might have gotten Madison. It's
Yeah,
gone, right?
if it's a but that's the
What got
thing. If
Madison?
it's the Squatch,
yeah. Squatch.
if it is, then we don't know. So
That's
why we're here.
We gotta find the Squatch for Madison's sake. Gotta find the Squatch. So we're here for it.
So that it doesn't happen again.
Yeah,
Madison.
exactly.
Hey,
So-
can I ask another question real quick?
Sure,
This detective friend of yours, did he have any family or anything like that around town, or like any friends he'd go talk to?
I mean, he used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
No, he got divorced.
That's
a year
exactly
before.
what I thought. That's
Yeah,
exactly what
so-
I.
his wife moved out of town and said if he was going to keep barking down these crazy theories that he was going to lose his job and all that stuff. So I don't know. They call it quits. I don't know. He doesn't talk about it that much, but yeah, I don't think he had kids. Not something. We don't talk too much about the family life, you know. Keep things separate in case we get caught, you know, by whatever the force is. I don't think so, but yeah, I don't know. We'll find them. Sorry, didn't mean to bring it down. Let's bring it back up. We got the well is just over that little crevasse looking coming up. We just got to get down on a bit of a route path, and then the well's down there. So you're all good. I'm so sorry to talk about doom and gloom and all these terrible things. Yeah. We'll find them. It'll be a good story in the end.
Yeah.
Onward. And the rest of the group kind of like solemn now, points the flashlights up at the tree line, moving forward through the thicket. And you do find yourself moving down a bit of an incline where there's roots that are like kind of easy to keep your like foot into, but also it's a little bit slick with all the fallen leaves. So if each of you can roll keep cool as we try and make your way down this like 60 feet of roots and winding path.
Oh, I don't think we need to, Aaron.
Sorry, which keep cool? Yeah.
Yeah.
6.
Thing I'm so good at.
Just mark that experience real quick.
Yeah. I'm seeing
100%.
3 fails, or no, Angel, do you have a minus?
I have a
Keep
-2, bud.
cool? Oh my goodness! So 4 failures.
-2 on keep cool.
I ain't cool. I'm just like
play cool. Okay.
Yeah.
You play
Just keeps
cool on
it-
TV.
Yeah, you got to keep it medicated. Yeah, like the song doesn't say. So the 4 of you, finding your way, like eagerly moving forward, finding for some reason you want to distance yourself a little bit from this group, taking the lead, pressing on. You move towards the roots, and as you hear Jack say, "Well, call out! It's pretty steep." The first of you, Brody, rolling a 2. Foot hits the ground where the roots look like they're stable. It moves just a bit, and the leaves under it slip out from under your feet. And the rest of you follow as that root rips out from the ground. You start to tumble down the side of this almost cliff face, falling. Each of you taking 3 harm as you stumble down towards the ground. Cuts and scrapes. Brody, your elbow is just constantly stinging, almost as if you had a funny bone, but it isn't going away. As you all land to a crash at the bottom, you hear them yell out to you like, "Oh shit, are you all right?" And you see the lights coming down at you. Brody, the camera is somewhere in the dark.
I'm gonna search for it. There's no fucking way I'm leaving that camera.
Yeah,
There's some cool
get up.
shots on there.
Roll and investigate for me as your elbow's still just like screaming. And the rest of you start to pick yourselves up and scrapes all over any exposed skin.
10.
Jesus Christ.
Almost to create the drama itself, you, Brody, look up and you see the well slightly lit by the moon. And then in front of it, you see the camera pointed directly at you, just laying somewhere under some of the leaves that fell down with you. And you guys are pretty much near the bottom. Took a quick route down the side of this hill.
Does Brody's arm? Does anybody look like they have like wounds worse than like little cuts and bruises?
Jackass.
You do notice that Brody, like, instinctively has his arm up, almost crutch-like. Like,
Oh, he's like close to the body.
like it really hurts to bend the arm.
All right,
And I will say also, you see them start to very slowly. You see the flashlights above. You see them working their way down. Like, oh boy, we'll get there real quick. Just gotta take it slow, is what I was gonna say. They start making their way down.
yeah, I go over Brody since he looks really banged up, and
Yeah.
no, I pass him a piece of denting ice.
Okay.
I do that. Okay, that's not smell.
Just trust me. Like, it'll help.
Okay, you know the rule. If somebody passes you 10 ice, you don't ask. So just put it in my mouth, start chewing.
And
Make that roll for me.
I rolled really low, but it's a 7.
Brody, as you're starting to chew it, it's real minty. Like, so minty. It makes your skin feel minty. It makes your blood feel a little minty for a second. Like your whole body gets like a shiver of cold waving through as the mint of this gum just washes over you. And then as you look down at your arm, the scrapes seem to seal in front of you. And your elbow, while still tight, you can move it. It just takes a little effort and doesn't hurt that bad. And you're healed back. I don't know if 2 harm. Yeah.
But there is a glitch since I rolled low. So.
Yeah. But Angel, all you can tell is that something was bad. You felt it course through Brody, and then almost like it coursed again, and you're not sure why. But at a different location within the area.
And I
Is
get
that
a feeling
new
over-
denting ice? I hear that shit is the bomb, dude.
No, this pack's really old. This is like from last year in the summer.
Oh
God.
Oh, gross. I'm gonna like spit it out. Like, dude.
And as soon as he starts like pulling it out, I push it back in his mouth. You finish that piece.
Jeez.
What do you mean finish this piece? I don't.
This isn't like a 5-cent piece of gum. You finish it.
You know if you
eat
swallow
everything
gum,
in
it's
your
7 years.
You see the guys behind you start to like make their way towards the bottom of this hill, and yeah, you guys, almost as if it was a stage set. You see, and like a very seemingly clean area. There are fallen leaves, but not like sticks. There's not even trees within like 30 feet around this well. It is just like pretty flat land, just a well here. And they start to make their way down, reaching you, and then they go over to you guys and look you over. As Ham starts to like put the radio back up onto his shoulder mount thing, kind of like holds it down. You guys don't look too bad. He starts wheeling out from under one of his pockets, starts pulling out more wipes that they seem to just love, wet wipes. You see these are alcohol wipes. He starts handing them out to you guys. But Brody, you look fine. Yeah, nothing wrong with you. But the rest of you, here you go. Take these.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Don't waste them. But
Yeah. No.
one should do it. Yes, we were gonna say it's. We don't know the path thoroughly, but we know that there are a lot of real slow tracks you got to take around here. it's the season. It's if it's rainy or if it's leafy, don't go running through the woods much.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Lesson
You're all
learned.
good. Nothing broken.
No.
No, just bumps and bruises.
Okay. All right, that's great.
I felt like a presence or whatever, like shoot off, right?
Yeah.
Where? Can I still feel it?
Yeah, I would say it definitely dissipated, but roll occult for me.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's a 15.
The well. Absolutely the well is where you felt that reverberation happen.
Yeah, I just kind of wander over to the well to get a better clue what's going on.
Okay.
I'm gonna, as Angel's walking, I'm gonna grab the camera.
Mhm.
If the camera is okay, what
It is not.
The camera's
It is
not
not
okay.
okay.
It's really banged up.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
As you look at it, it is actually cracked on the lens. You can see that the tape has come out of the side of it a little bit and unwound. And yeah, you're ruined. So
That'll happen.
I just lower the camera when we go over to the well. It's okay.
but they come with you, and Oscar and Ham kind of like go over to him like, all right, get a good shot. We're going to go up first. We're going to start to look around the area. If you guys want to fan out as well, we don't need to swarm the well like we did the cabin. So just everyone, if you want to fan out, we'll end at the well. But first, let's look around the area, see if there's any more depressions or anything like that.
I'm just a little winded. I'm going to take a sec.
Okay, all right. Just, be careful. All right, everybody else, let's fan out. And
I eyed the group, like Jimmy, Ransom, and Brody, and I was like,
are you guys ready? All right.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it. And you see they each flick their lights out, an outward pattern around the perimeter. They start scanning up and down the trees, looking for stuff, and they're starting to investigate the area themselves. Is there anything you do as you see them start to like fan out and move around?
I walk over to Angel.
I just stay close
What the
to
fuck
Tess.
you talking about?
something going on. Well, without like moving my lips.
Yeah.
There's something going on at the well.
Okay. I walk over to the well.
When you guys look at the well, Jim, you've got a flashlight, right?
Yep.
Doesn't do anything. Like the light's working. You can see the sides of the well. Absolutely, there's no bottom to this thing. Like
No bottom?
not as far as your flashlight reaches.
Can I notice like if there's any like markings or anything on like the side of the well or anything?
You can tell that it's very worn. The stone is rounded from seemingly over 100 years of weathering. You do see that there is on one side a plaque that is definitely more modern than that states that it is a very old well. It is very dangerous. Please steer clear of the area. Take pictures from far away. Aside
Like
from that,
really secured on?
no, it is like a single screw into what would look like the mortar of this thing, as that's about as far as you can go with the modifications to this something this old.
Do you wanna...
And
Angel, how sure are you about this well?
I am 100% sure.
All right. I lean over slightly into the well. I hand Angel my flashlight. I pull up my road flare.
road flare. Okay, that's fun.
I'm gonna crack it and I'm gonna drop it.
Okay. Yeah. You see the light go. Do you do it? How do you light us up? Where do you do this?
I want to do it like inside because I don't want to alert the,
Okay.
like the club to it. So I'll
Yeah,
like lean
yeah.
over and like pop it and strike it. Like if I need to like against the side or like whatever.
Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff. Yeah, I just want to drop it.
Okay.
And then
I would
watch.
say roll stealth just in case.
Yep.
But Ransom, I would say you also see that Jimmy and Angel are doing something over by the well, conspiratorially in some fashion. And you're with Tess as she is again going through the dial and starts to like turn back a little bit.
So, Tess, tell me, how does this work exactly? And I sort of like step in front of her and like direct her attention away from the well.
Yeah, she starts to like point at the dial and brings her flashlight up, pointing at it. Okay, so you see these meters here, and she starts to like turn the dial. Like this will actually tune into frequencies, be it radio or otherwise. And she gives you a wink with otherwise, and it'll detect things that are on, maybe other planes than ours. It can.
So are we just looking at just radio frequencies, or?
It could be anything. Could be the universe itself. Everything that is a particle or a wave that can set this thing off, we'll get it. And it's some pretty exciting stuff as you start spinning through the wheel. Where again, as you're going through, you hear that voice backwards talking, it seems, because it doesn't seem like an actual language, but it seems like words. And she just keeps rolling.
Go back.
Sorry, what?
Wind back again.
She starts clicking backwards, and you hear the static change as it whistles through. And then for a split second, you just hear like,
right.
And then there's nothing.
Right there. Is that the same frequency that we had when we were up at the house?
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, within a few degrees, I'd say, on this radial here.
That's real weird, Tess. Gonna be honest. You didn't hear anything either time.
I don't know. Sometimes, as sketchy as it sounds, sometimes you got to be listening for it.
I wasn't listening for anything, and twice now I've heard something on there.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, I'm not one to. I'll believe you, but if you want, maybe we can hook you up with one of these things if you have an interest.
Yeah, maybe you could, send me the schematics or show me how to build one.
Yeah. I think that it seems like maybe you've got a natural talent for it, so maybe we'll check that out. And back at the well, Jimmy, what did you roll for that?
The stealth is a 9.
Okay, so good
do
enough.
I get to roll a help out with that?
I would say that, yeah, it just automatically, yes, you did the help out correctly.
Right, yeah.
Because as you see a very slight flash of red go off towards the well, it's Tess starting to look over as when you're like, oh, maybe, yeah, I'll take one of those kind of thing. And she's more excited about this and looks back to you as the rest are off towards the forest. And Jimmy, you drop the flare and you see it spiraling down. You see the light of it light up the old stone and brick of this thing as it's slowly falling. It lights up for a long time. And then it fades away. The stone fades away, and it's lighting up dirt as it vanishes.
All right, so it never lands.
It doesn't land. And Angel, you hear, only you, whispering? You're not sure. Is it the wind whistling through the trees? They don't seem to be saying anything. Then it goes away.
I whisper back.
Hello?
You just start whispering into the well.
Whisper.
Holy
I don't know how to talk to spirits.
I don't know what rhymes with orange.
Orange.
No.
Is there anything you say?
Hi.
Hey, Terrence, it's me, your boy.
And you don't hear anything back?
Get out here, you asshole.
Hey, Angel, what are you doing, man?
Stop playing games.
And then you
Not
hear
playing games.
an echo of something thumping down very distantly.
Damn, I wish my camera was working.
Yeah, and Brody, do you want to roll maybe keep cool for me to try and get the tape back into this thing before they find out? As you see them and Ransom being led back towards the well, as they're you see them just kind of chatting with their flashlights hitting the ground.
That's an 11.
Yeah, you find yourself like just put the finger into the gaps, pulling it in, hoping that it's in the right spot. Close the thing. You can see there is a light crack on the lens itself. Just kind of wiping it over so it looks like it stands out a little less. And then camera, you see Ham and Oscar waving over to you. You see Tess kind of shrug as she's still like showing Ransom as she's clicking through the dial. So seemingly he's more sensitive to it. He'll pick up on it. And then Jack comes over. Well, it doesn't look like we had anything kind of in the surrounding area. So there's one more stop we could hit, but it's a little more in the crags of the mountainside a little bit. It's a little bit on the way back, but around. So if you guys don't wanna, you don't have to, but that's the last spot we're gonna hit for tonight, and then we'll head back.
Well, I mean,
where exactly are we, like, in the area?
Yeah, we're pretty deep here. Don't have an actual map on us, but you know, like from above where the mountains to the north, where there's those two that kind of slide in towards each other. We're in the forest. I'd say a 30-minute walk from here, kind of south of that. So we're going to try and go to where the mountains meet. There's a lot of craggy areas there. And that's where our information has led us. So people say that they saw something potentially living in some of those cavernous crag areas. And we'll check that out last.
How long are we talking to get back out of here after that?
Yeah, that would, like, we are doing a bit of a circuit here. So we went more west, and now we're going to cut back towards the east towards that. It's still a little north, but when we're going to come back, it would be southeast again. So we're going to no more than 35 minutes, to get back from when we're there. It makes sense to do the circuit, right? And closer to home. So
okay, yeah, just we're kind of in the woods here at night, and like you said, without a map. I just want to make sure that we're good,
yeah.
But okay.
Okay.
I'm all right with it if you guys are.
Everyone's good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Angel, we're good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. No, I think we're good to keep going.
All right.
Kind of like hang back with the group as everybody heads
They
off.
start to head out, and you see them all opening their snacks now. Little pouches from underneath the front pocket. They all take out trail mix and random stuff and stuff.
Yeah. Angel, you want to pass me a slice of that pizza?
It's a little banged up.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, no worries.
The cheese is on the top of the box.
Yeah.
Well, we're all grouped around the pizza. So we're coming back here during daylight with equipment.
Yeah. What's going on?
There's something down there.
I think I saw you
Take
drop
your
it
slice.
down.
There you go.
No, so guys, no, listen. That little doohickey that they have, twice, I swear I heard something on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like a voice or like words. But yeah.
I heard something whispering to me, and I definitely can tell there's something down there. So let's come back here during daylight. Yeah.
Well, maybe we can ask.
Fine.
Maybe we can ask them how to build one.
A rope?
No, Tess actually said she's going to give me the schematics. She says I've got a natural talent for listening.
You hit on the crazy lady?
Like, duh. I think she befriended me.
You do your thing.
How much older is she to us?
She looks like she could be about 30.
Not too old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Experienced.
College kid.
I mean, when you're 20 isn't like a 30-year-old a MILF? Like, anyway.
Jesus. Whether or not they've had kids or a family or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
30-year-old, you're a cougar. Sorry. Congrats to everybody in this call. We're all cougars.
No, I'm a good flower.
Hey, I will say, MILF has hit the mainstream. American Pie came out in July.
Hey, there you go. All right, it's not anachronistic.
Stifler's mom's
So-
so hot.
You see them start to disappear into the tree line in front of you guys. You see one of them look back with a flashlight, kind of wiggle it in your direction. Then you see the impression of an arm waving you on. You guys continue to follow them as they make their way towards the mountainside. as you start to follow, you find that the thicket here gets really dense and incredibly dark. The flashlights, they seem to hit the edges of trees in front of you, as if beyond that there's fog in the way. Everything seems close and claustrophobic as you make your way down, following single file behind the four of them. And then on a dime, you see Ham stops, puts his hand up, bumping into the first of you. And he points down, and you hear him say, guys, I don't mean to alarm anyone, but there is a bare footprint here. And he puts the flashlight down, and you all see clearly a human footprint. Kind of large.
Did he?
No.
Sorry.
I'll
Did
have
he
to
say
look
bear?
right out there.
It's a bare footprint.
Like a naked
Oh,
footprint.
a bear.
Naked.
Oh,
Yeah.
Footprint.
okay.
Yeah.
guys,
But
it's not-
B-A-R.
Sorry, not the animal. If you look at it, and he points again. Get it, and he taps the camera. Get it on film. Get it on film.
Yeah.
How big
I'm
is this
right on it.
stride, or is it just a singular footprint?
You see that it is not entirely dried, as if it has recently broken through the top layer.
No, the stride.
The stride. At the moment, they're about 3.5 feet apart. And then as he kind of trails up with the light, you see that there are a few places where there are a whole bunch of footprints, like scrambling all over one another, overlapping in the spot. And then they seem to veer off into the deeper thicket again. And looks to be maybe 32-ish centimeters long. Definitely kind of a large foot.
Like,
I'm gonna grab an Oscar and get him in frame and start filming. Just
Right. Okay, so we are walking through the Snowcatch Valley forest. We're close to the mountains, and he gestures you to point back towards the feet, and we've come across what looks to be a pretty large humanoid-shaped footprint of a bare human foot. And again, to clarify, B-A-R-E. And we're a little unnerved. It's been a long night. He gives you a thumbs up. And the signal to cut, and then you do see that they continue trailing off. And Jack kind of leans up and puts a hand on you, Jimmy. And all right, we're not too far off now. Like I talked about coincidences, this seems to be maybe one of them. I don't know. We're not more than 5 minutes away, and we found a footprint. So let's have our nerves, everybody. Everyone keep it together. And ears up, most importantly, now. And you hear both Ham click on his radio and Tess with their handheld device, clicking through, radioing through different frequencies, trying to listen to where the static grows. And you, Ransom, you see as Tess brings it close towards the footprint that there is crackling. As she's radioing through, and she looks at you, because it doesn't matter what station she puts it to, what frequency, it crackles.
could be doing that, just some sort of like electromagnetic feedback, or
I mean, it could be, right? Like, that's always been the problem. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but we haven't exactly taken to cell phones in this area too much. It's been an oddity for people to own around here, not because of the price entirely. They're still trying to figure out how to get the radio towers to do it right.
it's like because of the mountains, or
They think it's the mountains. They're pretty sure that it's just, we've got mountains covering both sides of the valley, right? So it just seems like it's really difficult to get frequency down here. But a lot of people do think it's because of the mines, right? Like the large amounts of maybe some kind of magnetic materials down there or something that's setting it off. We don't know. But this again is kind of a coincidence, isn't it? And she brings it towards the footprint, and it clearly crackles.
Yeah.
Brings it up, and it stops.
You don't think that maybe this Bigfoot or whatever it is, like maybe like lives in the mines and it's carrying like residue from some of the elements that are down there or something, maybe?
I don't know. The mines have been pretty thoroughly destroyed since the cave-in, right? Like, it was a pretty quick and bloody end to the whole gold rush.
Don't you think that maybe that's where a creature that doesn't want to be found would stay? In a place where he knows humans aren't going to be?
I guess if it found a way down there. I don't know where one would find a way deep down under there like that, but maybe there's a lot of mine shafts all over the place, especially up by the ski lodge. They're filled with them. They've got them all covered up because it's dangerous, but there used to be so many mine shafts up there.
What
Maybe
about that well? Like, what is that? What was that supposed to connect to?
Yeah, it is a weird well. They're pretty sure it was just for a farmland out here that was probably disassembled and moved out after the gold rush failed, that kind of thing. Like, because there's no like housing around it, right? It's just a well. But yeah, we're pretty far from the mountains here. I don't know.
I'm just gonna put that in my back pocket for now. Like, okay, yeah, that's weird, but I guess we should keep moving, huh?
Yeah. You want to take this one from me? And she hands you the device.
Yeah. If you're sure it's okay for me to use that.
Yeah. You said you've been hearing stuff, and maybe my ears ain't what they used to be. I don't know. Maybe it's a frequency I'm not hearing. So makes more sense if you hold it.
Well, all right. I'll let you know if I hear anything, I guess.
Okay. She looks up at each of you. You guys still good? You're all willing? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's follow, I guess. And she kind of nudges you, Ransom, into the lead. With the device kind of crackling a little bit as you moved closer to the footsteps.
I'll put the
Okay.
look, one hand, radio, baseball bat. Put it away.
Yeah, sheath the baseball bat. Yeah, and go for it.
I was gonna say, I really quickly just want to go up to Oscar and be like, "Yo, do you have any more tapes and batteries? I think maybe if we can record a little bit more,
for sure,
perfect for that documentary."
Like you want to keep it running? Yeah, we got backups. We got backups.
I think that'd be great.
He takes that the whole case thing from that was around his neck, opens the side pouch of it, and you see a huge battery in there, and like a few other cassettes along the long pouch of this thing. Helps you take it apart, take the VHS recorder, slam that back in there. I guess you're fresh to go. Yeah, you can keep it running. Normally, I mean, it's kind of expensive, but you know what? I'm feeling pretty lucky tonight. So let's do this.
Yeah, I do too. And I'm going to keep recording and just play cool, baby, play cool.
All right. Here we go. We'll cut that. It's fine. All right. And even Jack kind of peers out from behind the back, looking at you, Ransom, you ready? We'll follow you.
Okay.
So, follow your ears. All right. All right.
And just start trudging reluctantly forward.
Yeah. And as you begin to move forward, you find the footsteps that are veering off any kind of semblance of a path area. You're now walking through branches, moving things out of your way, bushes that you have to step over or through in some cases. You hear it scraping against your jeans as each of you move through. Can you make an investigation check? As for a moment, the crackling stops and you feel that maybe the trail isn't directly ahead of you.
10.
As you're just with a wand movement, just waving almost like metal detector style, getting low to the ground. You going over to the left, you hear nothing, and then turning over to the right, you definitely hear it again, and it picks up very loudly. And while you don't see the footprints themselves under the underbrush, it continues to be loud as you move your arm forward in that direction.
Like, guys, like I think I kind of like try to kick some of the underbrush to see if like anything appears at all, and then regardless, like I point forward and just keep moving.
Yeah, for like kicking the branches, you do see just like a giant ass spider slide out from under the light, running away, but no footprints to be seen. But there is, as you're like looking, you do see like you moving through this path and moving the branches out of the way, that there is signs of disturbed, upturned leaves in front of you, and other branches that have been snapped in the way, and something moving this way, not carefully.
I'm sort of like pointing out each of these things to the group, like as I become aware of them.
Yeah, and you see Ham also with his like stereo is recording as his as well is sparking up as you move around. He's following in a pattern. Brody, are you trying to get everything on film?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Are you getting? Is it just shots of the ground, or what are you getting?
Yeah, it would be shots of the ground, like Ransom doing the kick, and stuff like that. Just trying to get mood. If we're like walking by a tree with the moon, I'm just gonna capture that. This is gonna be the greatest documentary I've ever filmed.
Okay, as you're getting all those shots, you rolled really high, Ransom. So you continue to follow the path, and you just hear that crackling, and all of you hear it. Pretty loudly coming through both the radio and the handheld one as well. And as you continue through, the crackling just gets louder and louder, almost to a level where you don't hear anything else. You can't hear even the wind itself drops away as it's just static in your ears.
Can I turn the machine down at all?
Yeah, there's volume on it and it slides down, and for you it does get quieter, and you just hear Ham's radio behind you even louder. And looking at your cue, he begins to turn it down, keeping it closer to his ear. His eyes are kind of wide, and for the first time looking back at him, you also see Jack over the corner, just looking off into the sides, not even paying attention to you guys anymore. His hands on Ham as he's making sure to not stumble as he's not looking forward, and you see him just looking out into the sides behind him. Yeah.
Just kind of like stop for a moment and like look at everybody. I'm like, guys, like heads on swivels. I'm shitting bricks, and just kind of keep moving forward.
Do I get the same kind of feeling that I had at the well?
You don't.
Can I sense danger to
Yes.
see if I feel like something's gonna try to murder me?
Yeah, recommends it. Yeah.
9.
With a 9,
Maybe.
everyone is listening. They said follow, listen with your ears, like keep a ear out more than an eye out. But as the tones come down, you looking up over the group, the lights flashing before you, you do see the base and rock of stone, and you see something drift into the stone, into some of the caverns, like the cavernous crags, a little bit into the distance, and a shadow just slightly morphs away.
Like a ghost?
It just looked like some of this crag of stone had a more distinct shadow that as you kind of
Okay, so there
flicked your
could have
eyes
been an
toward it,
opening.
yeah, the shadow lessened.
Ransom. Crags, rocks. Did you see that? We gotta go check that out, man.
I kind of like sweep the device over in that direction.
Yeah, just waving it around. It's still crackling louder than ever, like with the reduced volume, but the intensity of it. You press one.
Yeah, does it seem to be like, does it increase in any intensity when I point it in the direction that Jimmy pointed out?
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm like, okay. You got my back, right?
Yeah, man. I got your
Okay.
back.
Cool. I don't want to die in a forest.
I'm just gonna pipe up. It'd be great for the movie.
Like, it'd be epic, but I'm so young. Okay.
Brody, I really liked it better when you used to just hold hockey pucks.
I'm gonna like turn to Jimmy.
That was more useful.
No, it's way better. And I'm gonna bring it back to Ransom. You got this.
Yeah.
Angel, do you have like
Pitch forward.
backup if we need it? All right. Thanks.
Just puffs out the pipe. Okay. Ransom, as you move the device over again, almost using it more like a compass, pointing to where Jimmy points. Again, the static picks up, and it's consistent and loud, and you just continue.
So I like look back at Hotel and the rest. Like, is this what you guys want? Do you want to continue?
I mean, this is what it's all about, right? If we turn them back now, who else? When next? You know?
Yeah.
Ransom, should we tell them?
Don't pull punches.
Oh, we're just gonna. Wait, I think. No, let's wait until we die. Let's go. It's fine. Let's.
All right.
We got this.
I'm gonna have one hand on Ransom's like right shoulder, like my left hand will be on his right shoulder, while my other hand is behind my back, holding onto the knife again, and I'm like right there backing him up.
Okay.
Also pushing him forward.
I think that I pulled the baseball bat back out anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys in a line, almost haunted house style, hands close to one another as you move forward. You do see that there are a bunch of crags and rocks sticking out from one another that kind of press up against the height of this intensely like shattered mountain looking at this point. And you do see that as you kind of get closer, that these crags do reveal what look like to be caverns. Some of them very thin as you're kind of passing by to the sides, almost like alleyways. And as you walk up towards it, the static just gets a little louder as you approach. And each of you pressing on forward, the underbrush gives way and it becomes just a little bit grassy. There are fewer leaves here. Soon, stepping on stone itself, some of it shimmering and grating under the lights as it kind of dusts away under you, gravel-like. And as you continue forward, you start to see the edge of that crag, Jimmy, that you had seen the shadow change.
Yeah.
And it's to the front of you, and around it, you believe to be somewhere space for something to go. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna take my left hand off of Ransom's shoulder and point my flashlight towards the opening.
As you kind of move into position, are any of you going with him, or are you just watching Jimmy kind of move out on his own? Bro, do you follow behind?
Yeah, I'll go as well.
Each of you kind of follow in. The others from the club start to fan out with you guys, moving in a bit of like a cone shape with Jimmy at the front of it, panning around to look into this thing. And at that moment, Jimmy, light glances over, two shining, glimmering eyes about 6 feet in the air, and you see for a split moment the shape of a person. Angel, you see Roger. You see the face of Roger hauntingly staring at you with a mouth open and agape. And in that moment, you also see him turn to blackened skin and fade backward into the cavern itself like dust.
Roger?
What the?
This is amazing. This is amazing.
And Brody, through the camera, you still see the two glittering eyes right there where they were. But Roger himself is gone.
I'm just like, Ransom, Jimmy, it's still there. It's still there. I'm gonna like do the little zoom. Bzzz.
Ransom, throw something.
Yeah,
Throw people. Throw people.
That's exactly what I do. Is like lean down, grab a rock, and just chuck it
Paintball,
in.
you idiot.
Yeah, that's a good point.
As you throw a rock into the area, you just see it
It's right in my
disappear into
backpack,
within the shadows. Yeah. And then the paintball gun on your back swinging around as a rock crashes into the cavern. And Brody, you just see the two lights sparkle out.
Yeah. Okay.
Brody's
I
still
have
there.
a paintball gun.
That was
I don't see. I don't
the
see it
guy from my
anymore.
work, Roger.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Jack looks at you. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's people been going missing in town.
Why
Sure,
are
it
you
was
calm
Roger.
about this?
Hey, Brody, shut the camera off.
You guys don't
okay.
seem to be as alarmed as I
No.
feel. Are
Yeah,
you
no, we're-
not telling me something? What do you mean people are missing
Honestly,
in
man,
town?
listen, I don't want to be the guy that's like lying to you or whatever, but we've definitely been lying
And he
about a
starts to
lot of
back up
stuff.
from
I grab
away
his
from you guys.
shoulders.
Oh fuck!
It just monsters are real.
He looks at you in the eyes like you're yelling something into
Okay,
his
wait,
face.
hold on,
What is-
man.
What does that mean? What does
Well,
that mean?
okay, so he's
What
not
is that?
lying.
What is that? And he points back into the cave, like where there nothing is. What the fuck was that?
I can tell you what it's not. It's definitely not a vampire or a shapeshifter.
Sounds
Do we
fun.
know that?
I know. We know
Yeah.
that.
We know that.
What do you
Yeah.
mean you know that? I don't understand what that means.
I don't know how to make that a simpler sentence for you, man.
You,
You know
you
what
saw
you know,
some
you
goo
know?
one time. You saw goo one time. How do you
Guys,
know?
Is it time?
It's about
I
damn
got
time.
this.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe
We
they're not
know
ready.
Madison Taylor.
What do you mean you knew Madison Taylor? Did you say
Oh,
no?
that's a bigger thing. No, man, that's.
I'm gonna go find my coworker.
I don't.
And I move towards the further into the cave.
I'm just gonna
Angel,
like.
chill.
I'm gonna go to the
We
group.
need to find them. We need to know what's happening with them.
I get that, but we need to send these people away so they don't get fucking hurt, man. Listen,
Scare the shit out of
Juliet.
them.
Shut up. Juliet,
Yeah.
listen,
yeah.
man.
yeah.
Okay. You guys have actually been looking for the truth, and there's a lot of truth in this town. We were unfortunately thrown right into the deep end last year. We saw some shit. You want the truth, but I honestly don't think you want all of the truth, man. Trust me. There's some spooky shit going on. Edgar was right to leave town. You all probably should too. And don't go in the fucking woods at night anymore unless you're ready to like fight for your life, okay?
Please no, we're not. We're not trying to threaten you.
No,
Not at-
definitely
not at all.
not, man. I want you
Okay,
guys to be
okay,
safe. And quite
okay.
frankly, I want your bunker as a backup in case things go real bad. But
All right.
you know, we're
well,
not there yet, and I get it.
Yeah. Okay. And because it seems like you guys got a whole thing you're not exactly saying, and that makes me very uncomfortable. So I'm not really sure what we're gonna do here. I think maybe this is the end. Ham, get the recorder. Get the recorder if you don't mind. Give back the thing, and he takes the device from you, Ransom, unless you try
Yeah.
and stop him. He takes it. Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna leave now.
Yeah. No, going is probably a good plan, but
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay.
Be
Maybe
safe on the
we
way
can-
back.
And you're staying. That's great. I love to
No.
hear that. Okay. No? I don't know.
No,
I'm gonna go.
there's
We're gonna go.
No
We're
way
packing up.
we're staying, Angel.
Okay. Goodbye. All right.
We cannot find our way back.
He turns on a dime and just starts walking into the woods.
Okay.
And the others with his group like looking to each other like, fuck. And they just, Jack, wait. And they run after him. And they all start going into the woods.
Guys, there's
He's
no
just-
way we are finding our way back on our own. We have to follow them.
But that was Roger.
Yeah, I get that, but listen, I marked the trail the whole way through here. That's why I didn't think about the paintball gun. I just had the paintballs.
You were using the paintball so much you didn't think about it, huh?
I thought about throwing. Look, man, a stressful moment. Okay.
Fair, man. I get it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be an asshole.
We can find our way back here.
Okay, if you're sure.
I am sure. I've got maybe 5 paintballs left, and I had a full
Wait.
hopper.
Why would we come back here? Why don't we just go check this out now, man?
The cave's not gonna get any brighter.
Yeah, it's a cave. What do you need that you don't have with you? Look, I don't fucking like this, but if someone's needs help or is in trouble or something.
Not really gonna have a good time trying to find our way out here in the middle of the night.
So we'll just stay here.
So if we left in the middle of the night now, it's better than leaving in the middle of the night later. It sounds
The
like
group
it's the same.
that is quickly getting away from us can lead us out of here.
Yeah, I think it's because we scared them, man. I don't think they want to be around us anymore.
I don't want to be around this.
Well,
Listen. If we don't do this now, then this Roger fella might be gone by the time we come back.
yeah, man.
Let's
Majority vote.
All of you are crazy. I am a conscientious objector, but I don't have a better option right now.
Okay, but
so
you're not
fucking
so-
let's do it.
You're not objecting so hard you won't use the bat if you need to, right? And you're sure you don't have the gun?
I've got.
I'd
the
really feel better
gun.
if you
I
had
just
the
have,
gun.
Like 5 paintball. Oh, you mean
Do you
Dad's
want a
big gun?
garrote?
No, I don't have that.
Oh, you have
I'm gonna
a
grab
What
what?
am I
onto-
gonna do? Choke Ghostface over there? No.
I'm gonna grab onto
actually-
Ransom. Just shake Ransom. Ransom, stop it!
What?
Stop it! Get your
Why am I the
get
only
your-
one making sense?
Get your head straight. Grab your baseball bat, and just focus. Just relax. And I'm gonna use
gonna go
team
hunt a
captain
ghost.
on him.
Okay, make that
Max.
roll.
Focus and hunt a ghost. Okay, sorry. What are you using?
That's a 12. So team captain.
Yeah.
It says everyone stops and watch. Sorry, everyone stops to watch and listen until you finish your opening speech. That's what I did to you.
And you're captivated by it, and you do feel calmed, and together you feel like a team.
Like deep breaths.
Yeah.
You want me to go first?
Who are you gonna call?
I'm not going first.
Okay,
Did
give me
enough
the
of that
baseball
tonight.
bat.
No.
Well, I can't go first with a camera.
Brody,
That's your
fuck.
choice, buddy.
Every time, Brody, you don't bring something to use. You gotta stop. Do you want the knife or do you want, not my knife, obviously. Do you want the brass knuckles or do you want Angel's knife?
Just
What's a
give me,
garrote?
give me the knuckles.
Why do you have a garrote?
Why not?
That's a horrible question, man.
Gotta
Brody-
be prepared, right?
I'm with you, behind you 100%. I punched your best friend in the throat real hard that one time. Whatever you need to
Great.
keep you alive, I'll do it. Let's go, man.
I'm gonna put it on the knuckles. Put the camera away somewhere. You didn't take my camera, I don't think. Mine now.
He definitely went to take it, but if you wanted to keep it, I would say roll stealth to
Okay, let me see.
make him forget that you had it.
That's a 5, so you took it.
So he took it then. Yeah. You're filming him in his face while he's panicking.
Yeah.
Took it with him.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go first with the brass knuckles. I'll just do one of these as I walk in.
Okay. Jimmy shining the flashlight over your shoulder. You guys
Yep.
kind of get into a Scooby-Doo-esque line as you make your way towards the cavern where you saw Angel's coworker, Roger, disappear into the dark. And as you flash the light inside, it's just a very thin crack. Cave itself is no more than 5 feet deep before it becomes a 1.5 feet wide, and the height of it may be 12, 13 feet up. But as you just shine your light into the crack of the mountain here, you're not sure anyone could squeeze in there, not comfortably anyway.
But
You
there
know-
isn't enough room to go sideways.
I would say even as you go to like line up, each of you looking at it, you see no evidence of the loose gravel being disturbed. You see no scrapes, no chance, no footprints even. Like This would be a really, really tight squeeze. That would definitely draw blood.
Nope.
You should check the other, like,
The other
cave
side.
openings.
Yeah.
If something's here, we might be able to find it in one of the other ones.
You know we're gonna show up in the newspapers like in a couple days when they find our bodies, right?
I don't plan on dying.
I mean, with
There's
what we
something-
survived before, man. I think we're the fucking experts now, which I hate the idea of. But
But we did have Madison's help.
you sure you don't know where she is, Angel?
Oh, we don't talk every day.
We might want to talk to her about this. She said there was more shit in town, right? Maybe she knows what this is.
Well, I can't talk to her right now.
I know. I mean, when we get back to your place, you fuck.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
There's nothing else in this cave other than this crack, right? There's no like opening like 13 feet up or anything.
No, if anything, it just gets thinner the higher up you go. Like, yeah, I would say each of you roll an investigation check for me as you start to just look around the area, pan out, look around.
8.
That's an 11 for me.
Also an 11.
Okay. Angel, you're still there staring into the crack, thinking there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to get down there. And Ransom and Brody, as you whip Jimmy with your flashlights, looking through the area, you don't see caverns. You see loose crags that lean against one another that could look like a very shallow cave. You see maybe a mountain pass that goes up a little, like a trail, like a hiking trail maybe, but nothing important. No tracks as you approach it. It honestly to you seems, having rolled both 11s, that there's no one here. Panning back, looking on your own tracks, you do see the footprints that led here. But beyond that, within this mouth of the cave, there's nothing.
Question. When they talk about like the mountains that they were doing gold digging, whatever, is there a particular mountain that they used to do more rather than the other, or is it just one mountain that has all the caves, and which mountain is that?
You do know that it would have been both, but where there was more kind of historic significance would be to the eastern mountain. That kind of
Okay, so not
connects
this
to the lake a little bit. So,
Okay.
But yeah, I think here, standing at the base of this mountain in the dark, having seemingly no path forward, and panning out, we see a group of 4 walking through with radios crackling incredibly loudly and lights flashing through the dim forest. I think that's where we're going to end it for tonight. And
Oh man.
we'll see what befalls these two groups of people who maybe know a little more than they should. One definitely way more than they let on. Yeah, we'll see what happens next time. Thank you, everybody. We're the Casual Ones, and this is Snowcatch Valley. We'll be we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. Come catch us live or watch our VODs on Twitch or YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Tune in to see our new episode of Snowcatch Valley where we are completely different characters.
The old mystery party way. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night.